Psycho Squad Gaming Club role-playing episode. This features mature adults using mature language. If that bothers you, stop listening now. Enjoy our game and remember, alter reality on a regular basis. Greetings, gamers. Psycho Squad Gaming Club is back at you. We're going to be hitting it again for a third round of RIFTS Burbs today, so we'll just get right into it. We did game last week, and I unfortunately did not record because I didn't think that we're going to be doing anything that was worthy of recording. Thought we were just going to be running around buying some stuff and just doing some stuff that just was not story development wide, but it turned out that we had a lot of freaking stuff happened that actually did matter for the story. That was fantastic. So we'll just let's just, guys, if you don't mind, let's just go through what happened last week. That way it will just refresh us, and also we can just have on the cast what happened, so we're not throwing out new information and stuff like that. So we started off in the afternoon for the current date of December 17th, 109. Ratchet, you went out and you bought like 10 carats worth of amethyst gems from one of the local jewelers. We rolled well enough that you found a local guy that basically we had said, "Here, thank God, someone's here to buy all these," and just gave you a basket.
Practically throwing them at me.
Yeah. He was like, "Do you want more? Is it just 10 carats?" I mean, let's see. Then you worked on the schematics for the TW shotgun that you were going to buy, and somehow I don't claim ownership of this, Nick. That it's all on you, but somehow the name of the shotgun got dubbed what again?
Oh, old Snatchy.
Of course. Okay. So that took you 4 hours to do the schematics. After that, your lovely girlfriend, Commander Farah, she came over in that evening, and she informed you of, her. We went through some stuff of her work position, what she does, which we already knew that she worked for Cynet and everything, but she was just kind of explaining it more to you, and that big black Mark V APC that comes by your business for the Coalition is called the Recrimination Squad, and that squad actually kind of works for her unit. They do seek and destroy. It's a seek and destroy group that does work for the Psy Battalion. So that's always good. And that she turned in paperwork that declared Ratchet Wrenches a Coalition States Collaboration Center, meaning that you got authorization that official Coalition States units and military personnel and whatnot can trust you to drop work off to you. And it also kind of, from what she alluded to, also keeps you off the radar for raids and imminent building destruction, stuff like that. Important things, right?
Right.
Waking up to a crater is probably not a good thing.
Never. Trying to get my coffee and Rebel.
Yeah. And then the last thing is that she also said that she had personal feelings for you, more than what she's ever had for anyone else. I believe we went through some information from her where she's basically slept around with other guys just to get information and to drain them dry as far as PPE, ISP goes.
Right.
Yeah, well, we won't talk about the physical aspects of draining dry. Yeah,
Like that.
Yeah.
Just on a personal.
Ratchet's like, I don't want to hear your back history. No, good. And then she ended up dropping the L word to Ratchet. And she started moving some personal items into your upstairs bedroom. And then placed an IKEA order to order more stuff because you just didn't have enough.
God.
Soon,
Without asking,
Burbs will be the papers.
Yeah.
Just decided not to go with my permission. Said, fuck it. Here's my shit.
Who needs permission? Does she need your permission?
Right. Evidently.
But she loves you. That's what's important.
Great. Yeah.
Ratchet set it back if I remember. So.
Yeah. Well.
You can't say it was the booze talking.
Yeah.
Kind of few clenched teeth, but yeah.
This is true.
Right. I did say it back to her.
Yeah. Catman, I hear you. You're showing up on the recorder and everything. I hope that we'll be able to make you out. He's on cell phone speaker because his computer's acting up. So, but we're old style gamers. We'll figure it out. If we have to use cell phones and microphones, we can do that too. Let's see what happened after that. Oh well, she brought her dog pack with her, which her dog pack. I don't think we've ever gone through it, but I will just real quick. Commander Farah has her own dog pack. A 6 foot tall, 180 pound male Doberman who is her hunter. He goes by the name of Sirius. And then she has another 6'1", 190 pound male Doberman who is all buffed out. He's kind of like the muscle. His name is Black. And then the third part of her dog pack is a 5'2", 205 pounds male bulldog who is basically her hand-to-hand. And we've jokingly said that he's just about as wide as he is tall. And his name is Snape. And if all that sounds familiar, it's because in background stuff, Commander Farah has a collection of... So I think I left off that with the background part of Commander Farah is that she's got some books that she likes to read digitally, of course, because it is the Coalition States. But she's a big fan of this, of some series of this little kid with a who plays a wizard. They have to hold wands and say really bad Latin-based type spells. So, anyways, her dog pack is named after some of the favorite characters in her book series. So, there you go. She's gonna buy a hamster and call it Ratchet. So. She's just not going to tell you that she also bought some duct tape and a bunch of Vaseline. Anyways.
Wow.
She's saving
I'm
that
in
for
for
the
a
marriage.
great night. That sounds like a great night.
Right. So she had her dog boy squad stay in the garage, and I guess let's see, Dion and the bulldog Snape ended up talking to each other, and a impromptu contest sprang up about who could eat the most tacos. Harley didn't help with that at all. She had an involvement with.
She had placed bets.
Yeah, right. So you had an involvement with egging that on. And then, so you went out and, you being Harley went out and ended up buying like, what was it, like 50 credits worth of tacos from down the street, something like that.
Including a few special orders for the Dobies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're grabbing 4 or 5 at a time, trying to show off his jowls.
So we rolled the dice, and Dion ended up winning the contest, but just a couple of points. So basically, Dion and Snape both kind of pass out in a food coma. And Harley, that's when you decided, you were like, well, they can't do any harm like this, so you took off to go spend the night with your sisters instead of spending it in the garage.
It was an enjoyable evening for some of us.
So that takes us to the 18th. And so for the 18th, Ratchet, you went out and bought a SDC double-barreled shotgun from another local dealer. And then you traveled to the Burbs of Ironforge, and you purchased an energy clip converter kit for that nuclear power plant that we disassembled.
Yes.
Right on. And you ended up buying that from Clive Osgood at All Good Industrial Builders. I don't know if you saw me. I put that info in Discord, but we didn't have a name for it before. But
yeah, I saw it.
Okay, cool. Just as long as you had a name for him, because you guys were talking about swapping cards and doing business in the future or something like that.
Yeah.
So then Harley came back, and then all three of us had a discussion about trying to get you help, because mostly you being Ratchet. Ratchet asked for anyone's help with this E-clip recharger install. Your time is getting worn thin here. Harley decided that she was going to go to the mercenary squad called Alpha Status, because she's on good terms with one of the leaders there, a full conversion Borg, ex-Coalition States full conversion Borg, who goes by the name of Haster. So she went there to go talk to them, and that's where it just all got weird. So basically,
When you ask.
Yeah. So the lead engineer turns out to be a kobold who's basically from the Palladium fantasy world, but he's going to explain that he's from another world. He got rifted here by accident, but he's a kobold, and his name is Garrick. And we made some rolls and ended up that there was a new operator that they had who goes by the name of Peter. And then with some more rolls, we find out that this Peter actually knows Harley, since Harley grew up with this group Alpha Status and was trained, before she became the OCC that she is now with the, what is it? I forgot what the men-at-arms OCC that she is. Mercenary soldier, Merc soldier. Well, you did the training with Alpha Status and with the leader Haster, that you grew up with this Peter guy. Is that right?
Yep, she's doing it for some time.
Yeah.
Since they're about 14 or 15.
Right. And he turns out to be his own operator. He's been going to school, and He's learned to be an operator OCC, and then we did some background rolls on who this guy was, and it turns out that he's a 5'2", 350-pound kid that is has always been madly in love and infatuated with Harley. You guys grew up.
And his own truck.
Yeah. So, and we found out that he still has a huge crush on you, and that he will say and or pretty much do anything to gain your attention, including telling some very tall tales about his skill prowess and what he can do and how much money he makes and all that stuff just to impress Harley.
This is not sat well with other colleagues of hers.
Yeah. I didn't put that in here. I forgot. Dion is is jealous the right word, Ratchet, or is there?
Yeah, I would say a little bit of jealousy.
Well, he wants to kill the guy.
Maybe burning jealous is a better word.
Overzealous? I don't know.
Yeah, Dion was not crazy about this guy.
No.
Yeah.
He wants to put a few dents in that 4-foot-long wrench that's hanging on the wall.
He wants to put a few dents on the guy's forehead.
That he does. So then at the end of all that, Peter traveled back to the garage. He met Ratchet. You guys worked out a schedule. He said he was going to start the next day. And he was going to log his time, and he was going to help out, and he was going to log in his time, but yet the pay was negotiable based upon how did he put it? How many dates and companionship agreements that could be arranged with Harley. I believe that was.
The initial one was definitely for dinner and dancing at a barbecue joint for the first couple of nights, and see where it would go from there.
Yeah, that didn't go very well with Dion.
But you didn't seem to mind it. It was a price break for you.
Yeah, sure. She said yes.
Harley is the one that claimed he's going to cover all of this for paying for him.
I had no problem with it.
So if you're collecting pay for a discount
because it'll be easier on the wallet.
Yeah. Because of Harley's actions, kind of sounds like a pimp.
Well, the way she's honestly thinking about it, she's honestly thinking that he's been stretching his finances for the last few times, buying the parts and materials and so forth, getting stuff to fix up the special van. And she's got a little saved up. She figured I can expend funds for a week or so, which probably shouldn't take that long, for him to get what help he can. It shouldn't cost that much, she would hope. And if she has to take him out for dinner a couple times and dancing, she don't mind.
Someone else
minds. Ring of Ratchet.
Someone else minds. so that's what we now we're all caught up. And that was the probably the midpoint of the 18th, so there's really not much else going on at that time. So, if you guys don't mind, it'll be the afternoon of the 18th. Peter's taking off. He's supposed to show up tomorrow. So, Ratchet, you're just kind of putting and doing stuff around the shop. I think that's what we all are just kind of doing. Harley, you're actually staying there. You've been actually given a task that you were going to start working on the bus that in an earlier gaming session we ended up taking a TW modified 35-foot long bus from this other guy, and we ended up killing him, and it turned out that he was a Techno-Wizard. So we took his bus and we drug it back to Ratchet's shop, and it's just been parked out back. But now we're going to start doing work on it. But there is some considerable damage to the interior portion, all the controls, basically everything for the front controls is missing, and the whole windshield is missing because during that engagement with this guy, Harley ended up launching grenades into the pilot's compartment of the bus, and that's kind of hazardous for all the SDC goopy bits inside the bus. So maybe Ratchet thought it was just fitting that she, you blew it up, you put it back together.
Right. Pretty much.
Okay. So Harley, that's what you've been doing. You're just looking at the bus and doing your best to work on it.
She'll keep on doing it. She feels it's a good contribution to her hanging around the shop. She's trying to get some work done because she does feel he is getting stretched pretty thin.
Why don't you start us off with the die rolls here, just to represent the work that you were doing for this afternoon. Go ahead and give me both a general repair and maintenance skill roll, and then follow that up with a basic mechanics skill roll.
Okay, general repair and maintenance, 25. Basic mechanics, 39.
Okay, so you make it for the general repair and maintenance. You were only 2 percentage points off for basic mechanics, but I mean, it's not anything that's disastrous, so you're still making good headway on the bus. You're not doing any electrical wiring or anything like that. You don't have that. You don't have the skills for that.
A few nuts get torqued the wrong way. She's got to cut them off or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, that hurts. Turn the other way, that kind of thing.
I will rule that you're able to at least fix the big door on the side of the bus. You know, it's kind of like a Greyhound bus, so that big door with the arm that you that opens up the little double doors to let passengers on, kind of thing. You were able to fix that and get that working.
That's at least something.
Right. Windshield wise, you're going to have to find someone who's got a windshield, or maybe order a windshield from someone who's got the fabrication equipment necessary to be able to make you a windshield. Unless you get lucky again that you can salvage a windshield from somewhere.
Well, the thing about it is she has basic math, so jotting down inches, length, width, and so forth, for how tall and how wide it is, that should be within her capabilities. Am I correct?
Yeah, as long as it's numeric. You're not going to be able to write it down. Actually, instead of you might be able to, you can write numbers down. Again, you don't have literacy, so it ties into that. But writing down numbers is not a problem. But more than likely, you would voice record numbers. So
I figured that she'd try to do that. If nothing else, she'd write it on like one of the wrists, and then take a few minutes, tell Ratchet she's going to go look around, see if she can find a windshield of the right size. Either has a scrap, you pull it, or if she has to, goes to somebody that does glass.
We'll probably have to cover that for another day, because it's going to take you most of this day to do all that work.
She'll keep busy, right, as she promised she would.
What is Ratchet going to work on for the rest of the day then? Put in time for his TW shotgun or what?
Yeah, I'll snatch it. He's love.
Okay. Okay. How much time did you log into it previously? Did you write it down or?
I did not.
Okay, because I know that I know it was 10 hours to complete of work.
Yeah, 10 hours was smashing.
Oh, the 4 hours was for the shotgun.
4 hours was for the schematics.
Yeah, for the schematics. So actually, this time that you putting in today is going to be the first actual time that you've actually had to put that thing together.
Yeah.
So you can get a good 5 hours in.
Okay.
All right.
5 hours.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
going to do this up in your room. You're not doing it in the garage. I mean, you can do it in the garage. No one else is coming by, so.
No, I just did it up in my room just because.
Okay. Okay. I was just rolling a percentage just to see if anyone else is going to come by, and I guess today is going to be kind of a slow day. You can get all that time on your shotgun. There's not anyone who just drops in today.
Nice.
Later that evening, getting close to the evening, Ratchet, you will receive the equivalent of basically a cell phone call from Farah. She calls you.
All right. I answer. What's up, Sugar Lips?
Yeah, talk all cute there for a little bit. So she says that that she's going to have just a little bit of R&R, but she's still kind of on call. But she wants the whole group, you, Dion, and Harley, to meet with her, to just have a little fun for dinner and dancing.
Nice. We're meeting somewhere, or?
Yeah. If you can just meet her, she'll say. If you can just meet her at the place. She says it's going to a medium class entertainment business located on the second floor of a warehouse in the Burbs of Tranquility.
Okay.
And Tranquility, Tranquility is south and then east of Little Chi-Town. You got to go through Harmony, you got to go through Stockyard, and then you can get into Tranquility. It's not
Does
that
she have
bad
a
of
time?
drive. It's not that bad of a drive. She says 9 o'clock. And it's
Tonight?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So she says she'll set up the reservations. The place is called PP's Hardwood. Yeah, you heard me.
Wow. Wow. It better not be a gay strip joint. Just saying.
No, not tonight. But
Wow.
Don't worry, she'll figure something out.
she'll say that you do need to dress and look nice. No armor, absolutely no guns. They do screen for weapons. They don't allow them inside. It is a kind of a classy joint, maybe the equivalent of 2 or 3 stars on a 5-star rating. Remember, this is in the Burbs of Tranquility, so I mean, Tranquility is not. It's not an old town burb. It's actually considered a new town burb, but it's still Tranquility is kind of snooty and nice. For in general. So she's saying, if you can scrub the oil and grease off of you and hose down Dion and spray some perfume on Harley, she would appreciate it.
All right.
You don't need to be in tuxedos, but, yeah, no jeans, no rips, no tears, decent clothes. I think you know what I mean by that, right?
You are going to tell me
Yeah.
this, aren't you?
Dude, it's only been 5 hours in the morning. It's like lunchtime right now. You want me to tell you now or you want me to tell you later? I mean, sure, as soon as I hang up with Farrah, I'm going to go let him know.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Oh.
But actually, it's more close of like, we'll say somewhere around 4 or 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I'll go tell him.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. This is in the afternoon, getting close to the evening, and she just calls you and says, let's party. And you're like, oh, well, crap. And
sure.
And since she's getting you on the VIP notice, they generally don't. It's the kind of place that generally doesn't screen for magic users, so you will be safe to show up in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Well, that's the whole, and she'll say, well, that's kind of the whole reason why I picked this place in Tranquility, because if I was to pick a place in Little Chi-Town or Prospectville or whatnot, you wouldn't even make it in the parking lot, and I'd have to create a whole lot of paperwork on why you got shot dead. So, and then I'd be very sad for at least an hour. So.
Just an hour? Damn.
At least. There's.
Oh my God. And you love me? I tell you what.
I love you enough to miss you for an hour. That's
for
a
an
lot.
hour.
That's
Thanks.
a lot.
Yeah.
She'll be inconsolable for an hour, beyond hope.
Right.
So you need to plan at least for like a 45-minute drive, if not like an hour drive. It's not like you can take a freeway there. You're gonna have to drive through side streets and main roads and stuff like that. So
it'd be much easier if I could take a TW car, but
I wouldn't drive a TW car right down the middle.
Just saying. It'd be nice.
Yeah, you might attract a few unwanted noses.
Right.
I mean, you do have to travel a bit through Little Chi-Town, then go into Harley and then Stockyard. So.
Yeah, I'm just teasing. I'm just saying. It'd be easier to fly the fuck over there.
Yeah. Flying a TW vehicle over 4 burbs outside of Chi-Town.
Like I said,
yeah.
I'm just joking.
Why is
my spotlights and the ack bursts?
Hey, what's that console with all the blinking lights? That's the missile lock-on target indicator. Oh shit!
Jump, fuckers, jump!
You better hope we can jump out of the burst radius of the missiles. So the only other vehicle that we can take everyone in is going to be Dion's truck.
Yeah, we'll take the truck.
And the thing about it is once she hears about this, she figures she's going to have to run out, grab Dion, and buy some decent clothes.
He probably has none. So, yeah.
I thought you bought Dion some clothes. Didn't I write that down?
She has regular clothing, but nothing, of decent quality.
No, he only has 2 sets. He's got 2 sets of normal clothes, and then he has 1 set of black covert clothes. Oh, goody.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, I think we need to help them both. The black sneaky sausage ain't working.
Actually, Ratchet, you do have on your character sheet that you have a set of nice clothes on your equipment.
Do I?
Yeah. First column, right underneath your work overalls, it says nice clothes ×1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you actually have some nice clothes.
I bet you I had that when I first met Farrah at the dinner.
It could be.
When I took Dion to dinner.
Yeah. You bought yourself some nice clothes, but Dion didn't get any nice clothes, so...
Like I said, she figures she's going to have to grab him, grab the truck, disappear for about an hour, and try to find us some place to get some appropriately pleasing garments. Otherwise, this could become a disaster very fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ratchet, do you want to go too? Do you want to buy some more nice clothes, or...
Sure, I'll go.
Okay, so, yeah.
I'll go.
All 3 of us will go to the equivalent. We don't want to do too upscale, so we'll do like the equivalent of like a Dillard's or something like that.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, unless that's too low a standards for you, Ratchet.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm not worried. I'm pretty sure Farrah will eventually buy me clothes that she wants to see me in. Just saying.
Just leave her a note saying where you're going just in case.
Yeah, let's go. Because you said it takes like 45 minutes to get out there?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna take some time to get out there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 5 o'clock, then it gives us 3 hours to go shopping and get ready before we have to leave. Clothes shopping.
Yeah, it's not going to be hard for Dion and for Ratchet. The minimum that you're going to be able to spend is like 80 to 100 credits for good clothes. And when I say a set of clothes, I'm including, a tie, a jacket, belt, shoes. It's going to cover everything. Just say you have a set of nice clothes. Now you can go above that all you want to. They do have high fashion stuff, which if you spend enough money for the high fashion stuff, it may give you a physical beauty boost just because you sharp dressed man, ZZ Top kind of crap. So it's kind of.
How much is that gonna run?
Thousands. If you want a suit that's going to be high fashion, you're looking at 500 and up, easy.
Well, I think when I'm taking Dion out, I'm gonna spend $2K. We're both gonna get high class for the night.
All right. How many is that going to include? I don't know what you're looking at spending for each one.
1,000 a piece. So I'm spending $2K total. So 1,000 on me and 1,000 on Dion.
Oh wow! So some really high fashionable type stuff, huh?
Yes.
Okay. This is a brand new tuxedo. All right.
No bar fights.
No guarantees.
So what I'm going to do on your equipment list, I'm just going to put high fashion clothes ×1, just so you have a set.
Okay.
And then Dion, for some reason, I'll do the same thing. So Harley, for you, if you're looking, are you a nice evening dress person or pantsuit, or are you going to go the equivalent of men's suit, or what is she looking for?
Well, considering what she's going up against, she's going to want something that's going to show off her figure. She's going to try to go for some nice evening wear, good evening clothes and so forth. She plans to spend enough to get 2 sets of high fashion and 2 sets of good clothes, so she can wear that, around. When things come.
Black girl.
So the high fashion ones are basically going to be like evening dresses kind of thing then, right?
Yep, she's going to try and look feminine. Because she knows that against the side woman's body, she just feels so inadequate.
Okay, so you're going to buy 2 high fashion dresses and 2 nice clothes, basically.
Yeah, two sets of high fashion, 2 sets of nice clothes.
All right, good enough.
I checked her inventory. She needs some.
All righty, just take the money off, and you're good.
Okay, how much? 2K?
So yeah, and those will come with that will come with the shoes, heels, and everything. Oh, those high fashion dresses that you realize you're buying some serious heels. How is Harley in heels?
Well, that's the problem. She has a physical prowess of 24. It will take her a little to get used to it, but I think she might be all right. I hope, because this is her first time ever wearing heels.
Woo!
Oh, God.
Yeah. Tell you what, just a general percentage, high being good. You've never done this before. We're just kind of role playing it. Just roll me a general percentage.
Okay. She will come out dressed and walk around and 24.
And fall down about 3 or 4 times on her face.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this is a whole of like, work this way. I think these things are a thud. They're not, I mean, I think they're a little thud. I think they're thud. These heels are too skinny. That's a broke one. Like, how do you work on these things? You got to be thicker, stronger, you know? Maybe, do you have anything in metal? That's kind of a level. It hurts. How do you walk on these damn things?
Oh, gosh.
So stand up like, I mean, hey, look, it tightens up my ass. I can tell that. I guarantee you it works just fine. I've got a good ass. It makes it strong, makes it taut, but it's like trying to walk on a stick. Sticks.
Dion, I think your girl's having problems.
Mark off 300 more credits. They're going to switch you over to high-heeled boots that are high fashion.
Wow.
All right, so she's basically so far went through 2,300, or she's tried.
Well, yeah. The original.
She was at least something when she fell once or twice, a stand or what have you, a mannequin.
Well, no, you broke the heels on one of the sets of shoes, so the $300 kind of covers those, and then they're saying, okay, straight up heels are no good. Let's go with something more reinforced. Look, everyone likes slick black boots that have big old heels on them. There you go. So you'll have those type of boots that like go up to, you know, like near your knees that look all, you know, fancy kind of. Like a hooker. There you go. There
as long as they look hot, and if they start telling her she looks hot, her ego starts getting in the way. So this has got to be the right look.
Yeah, we haven't covered that. I heard what Ratchet said to Dion. I've been holding out. So yeah. So I'll switch back to Dion now. Dion looks at Ratchet and he's all like, "I really don't give 2 shits about what she's wearing on her feet." So.
Oh my god.
The only time you care is when your feet are wrapped around your thighs.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll to see if Dion passes out on that one because he doesn't know how to react to that type of comment right there. Okay. It was a general percent, again, just a general percentage, and low, you know, high means that he handled it well, and low means that he didn't handle it very well. And I got a not 3. He huffs and puffs. He kind of hyperventilates. There's a beeping noise from a couple of his mom implants, and he passes out. Thank you.
I would like to roll to see if she can actually work these black heels.
Thank you, Monte, for making my character pass out. I appreciate that.
She has to work it.
Oh yeah, she worked it all right.
Yes, if you want to roll again, you can, and I will give you a bonus of +10 for your physical prowess and a +10 because they're boots and they're more suited to your style. So a percentage roll at +20.
All right. Percentage roll clip. Oh my God, double lot.
Seriously. Okay. You know what? High heel boots are your thing.
These boots are made for walking.
So Harley found what high fashion says. She's like, okay, I can do everything I need to do in these. Thank you, ma'am. So
I'm not going to see that for another week. Jeez.
So yeah, we'll get all this. This all took about an hour and a half, at least 20 or more minutes to wake up Dion.
Tap tap tap. Yo, buddy.
Did she say what I thought she said? I'm feeling kind of funny down around my waist area.
Sorry, we're not having this talk.
Daddy, what's the birds and the bees like?
Oh, man. If you're by mom and your daddy's bedroom and you hear some grunting and groaning, it means they love each other.
So you guys get your clothes. We get all set up. We're gonna take the truck, which really kind of makes sense. We'll show up in the truck, and Ratchet, you can be in the back. I'll be your doorman. Let me open up the door for you. We'll play this up. I'll be the bodyguard. Yeah, Dion's like, I'll be the bodyguard, and Harley can play the femme fatale that is hanging off of you. She won't be hanging off of you all like that much. I mean, I'm just saying, Harley, you don't have to play it up like a whole lot, okay? I'm just saying.
She just grins at him and just smiles. The whole back, she's getting the hair done, finishing it out, and like, oh yeah, saying to herself, she looks good. She's really enjoying these boots.
And the dress. I mean, you like I said, the dress is fitting for you. You will notice, you don't even have to roll for it. I'm just going to say it's automatic, probably because it's you. But you'll notice a lot that Dion's having a hard time keeping his eyes off of you. He's always looking, let's say.
That attention actually pleases her because she's starting to feel attractive with the right clothes, the right looks, and so forth. She doesn't feel she feels a little less inadequate right now, and it pleases her greatly.
Yeah, and Ratchet, you'll actually, when you're talking or something like that, Dion plenty of times is going to look at you and just be like, damn. Ratchet, you did tell us that no guns are allowed, right?
Yes.
That's gonna be bothersome. Did they say and Dion's like, did they say no guns inside? Can we have some in the truck? I mean, we're gonna be driving through two other burbs. We should have something in the truck.
Yeah, put something in the back of the cab. I'm good with that.
I'm going to have guns while I'm up there driving, fool. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could put something in the cab.
Well, yeah, he's going to take it. He's got his two NG-45 long pistols, the laser pistols. He's going to put those in the cab. He'll have his vibro knife in the cab. And let's see here. Just in case, because he's kind of paranoid, he's gonna put his TX 500 railgun in the back. There with a canister of ammo. He's just like clunk, just in case. So, what about you, Ratchet? Are you gonna take anything?
I'm wondering if I should. I'll just put my blaster in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just do the blaster.
Good enough. All right. And Harley, what about you? Are you gonna take anything in the truck?
She actually thinks that since it's going to be this kind of thing, she'll take something small, dig it out of storage, pull the plastic off of it. Her Wilkes 320 laser pistol and one clip.
All right, I would suggest you take some sort of pistol for the truck. I mean, you can't shoot a rifle very well out of a vehicle.
Well, like I said, she's taking her 320 laser pistol. It's a Wilkes brand.
Oh.
That and one clip. It's brand new. She hadn't even used it.
That actually has a scope on it that gives you a +2 to hit on aim shots, but.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's that's a little. Jesus, that's a little dinky thing, man.
Yeah, what she wants to take and what is logical to take two different things.
Right. Do you want to take... Dion's all like, do you want to take something bigger firepower just in case? I'm taking my railgun and putting it in the back of the truck.
She just pats his shoulder and says, I'll resist the temptation. I hope to gods we don't need it.
So you want me to pick something for you? My big gun next to your big gun?
Oh my God.
She's got the idea of, like, if they search the vehicles and confiscate them, I don't want to lose my mule. But I'm willing to lose a Wilkes if it happens. If it doesn't happen, that's fine.
Good enough. So we get all dolled up. I don't believe that anyone has that. Whoops. Where'd he go? Sorry. I don't think anyone has the beautification skill or any of those mental skills that you roll to make yourself look good. So we're, it's not like we're all fashion divas and, this isn't cyberpunk. So, oh, it's pretty close to it when you think about what the Burbs are. This would be a perfect cyberpunk setting. But especially for Nick's old character that he set up to be like what's her face in Tron. That was a good character. Yeah. That was a good character. So
Raven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to play some old Cyberpunk 2020 just so for everyone and podcast that stuff because that's just a fun game right there. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
I will flat out tell all of you listening, new Cyberpunk is garbage compared to Cyberpunk 2020 using the Friday Night Firefight system, best system ever for Cyberpunk. Hands down. And if you disagree with me, leave me a comment. I would love to have a chat with you because they haven't released anything that is even remotely close to as good as 2020. So I still play it. It's awesome. That being said, I'm going to get a whole bunch of negatives on the video, guys. That's all right.
It's okay. I'll write you a bad comment just for shits.
Oh, good. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hell, I ain't even broken out about how much I hate new D&D. Oh, damn it! I gotta keep that. Yeah. I gotta keep that under wraps.
Hatred. That's old school.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love my old school.
Me too. First edition, one of my faves. Second edition, okay, it was all right. Third edition had hopes. 3.5, okay, I'm in. After that, blah.
Yeah.
I like 3.5.
I like 3.5.
I know that it's rules broken, but if you don't let the players break the rules, then you can still control it. So
all right.
It's pretty easy. But we got games galore that we've just got to get into and record and put up and everything, guys. So got a lot ahead of us, but right now I'm really enjoying Burbs, and this is a good story. So we'll keep with this until we decide we want to do something else. That's just the way how gamers work, right?
All good with me.
Monte, just like me, he's a RIFTS fan. He really likes RIFTS. I do too. Always have.
It's something that is in my blood. I've grown to love it ever since I got infected with it. What 15 years ago? Seriously?
Longer than that. Oh yeah.
No, it's been out for quite a while. I picked up when the Mechanoids was first published, and then Recon. I played that. I am that old, but I remember when the RIFTS first came out for that first publication. So I actually have the first edition sitting behind me on the shelf over there.
Like 2000 or something like that. Because I've been with you since 2004, and we were making RIFTS characters. That's 17 years ago. Yeah, because we were making all kinds of characters with Chris Haas and Christopherson and
Yeah.
all of them.
I know the original rules were done like in the 80s for RIFTS. Kevin was doing them then. The actual like first production was in 1990ish, 91.
Understand?
Yeah.
There you go.
Because the very first book that I have, the first edition one that I have, is 1990, first publication. I think that was the first one. Then I've got about 4 or 5 other copies from second to like fifth and stuff, because back then we didn't have PDFs and internet. It was how many books can you get, and that's why my bookshelf behind me is filled with RIFTS books. But now I do PDFs, and I don't mind PDFs. I can search for stuff, but every once in a while I got to reach behind me and grab an old school book and go for it. So.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing RIFTS since it was first released in '90. So I think Monte, you were probably playing with me just shortly after that, because I think it was like Greg and you and me and just a couple other people from like the gaming groups way back then, when back when I was doing law enforcement. I mean, that was like way back then.
You brought him over. You got us infected. I saw the cover, went and got my own, and started reading.
Oh yeah,
that's all it took.
Yeah. So, all right. So, jump in the truck. Dion's truck, which it is Golden Age weaponsmith converted. No, not converted. It's a Golden Age weaponsmith large truck. It's basically the equivalent of like a Tundra, a Toyota Tundra. It does have a combustion engine. It's actually got MDC to it, so the main body and the tires are made out of MDC material. Has a 6-inch lift. It's a 4x4. It does have a hard shell back, so that's where I was putting the railgun and stuff. So I do have a hard shell on the back end of the truck, so that's why I was saying I was going to put the railgun back, or railgun back there. And it is a double cab, 4-door double cab. So it's all that in a bag of chips. So off we go. We get all dudded up and drive out to PP's Hardwood. So it'll take us about 50 minutes to get there. Again, we gotta drive through the remaining southern part of Little Chi-Town. Then we'll cross over into the new town of Harmony. Then we drive through a part of the new town Stockyard, and then we'll enter the new town of Tranquility. So, and it's not a straight shot. Again, how all of the burbs are located around the border of Chi-Town, which for those who are listening, I have my interpretation of the map, and that's what I'm going to use until Palladium decides to come out with an official map. I'm just going to use this one. So right, wrong, whatever. This is the map I'm going to use for right now. So it's going to be like a good 30 or so miles to it of going through the different burbs. So we'll drive through it. If anyone has street smarts, you can use that if you're trying to pay attention to like the street gangs territories that we're driving through and stuff like that. Does anyone have Streetwise? Because that's the skill that you use for identifying that kind of stuff.
I think Ratchet, Dion's the only one that does that of our core, as far as I remember, because I ain't got it.
Do I have it? Oh, I think I do. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. Oh, good. We get to rely on Dion's knowledge of something. Oh, this ought to be good. What gang's territory are we in now? Naked Barbie dolls. Great. Who calls themselves that?
An all-female biker gang.
Uh-oh. wonder what their theme song is going to be. This one from the 90s?
I'm a
Right. I'm going to push you out of my
truck. Worry about is whether or not they hate nails.
So I roll a 25. So Dion is going to do his best to avoid crossing into really bad gang type territories. He's going to stick to main roads and places and things that are patrolled as much as possible, stuff like that. So there's not going to be any issues about getting there. So we get there, and this building is huge, easily the size of the equivalent of a super Walmart kind of thing. Just fantastically huge. It looks like it's set up on 2 levels. The parking lot is jammed. We have to park kind of far out there. Dion will find a parking spot, lock up the truck the best that he can, and we can just walk over to the building. It's not hard to miss that PP's Hardwood is on the 2nd floor, because the 2nd floor is lit up like a Christmas tree. Neon spotlights, all manner. There's speakers outside blasting techno music. There's people all over the place. It's a big, busy nightclub.
You get what you pay for. Apparently, they paid for a lot.
Right.
If you guys are ready, we'll just go walking right in.
Oh yeah.
Take the arms and walk like I mean it.
Who are you taking the arms of?
Well, basically, I've got 2 males, so 1 on either side.
Sure, why not?
I'll glare at Ratchet a little bit, but I'm okay with that. So
she would just make sure that when it comes to Dion, she'll get his offhand. She wants his good hand to be ready just in case.
I don't go around grabbing Farrah's ass, huh? Yes.
Right.
Don't you look at me in that tone of voice.
Harsh. My boy's growing up.
And Dion cleans up well, and he even took a stainless steel polishing rag to his mom implants. They're all bright and shiny.
Some silverware polisher.
Sunglasses for inside.
I don't know if he's that type of guy. Probably not for him. He likes to be able to see. They probably get in his way. Ratchet, are you the sunglasses inside kind of guy?
Hell no. No.
No? Okay.
Nope. Pretty much for the same reason. They just get in the way of shit that you see.
Okay, cool. Harley, are you doing like the school mom glasses to make everyone just jaws drop?
If it helps and it works, she's gonna do it.
We'll start walking. We get over to the big old fancy stairs that curve up. We stand in line. Takes us about 15 minutes of standing in line to get up to the top. All 3 of you guys will notice that up at the top landing, it'll be enclosed, so you go through what looks like air curtain doors. And behind those air curtain doors, there's going to be what looks like, as soon as you go through the air curtain, there is going to be a old style full conversion Borg done up in super bright chrome. He looks fashioned. very bright, no flesh whatsoever. Again, he's full conversion, and basically he has a scanner that's mounted to a wrist unit on his left hand, and he just kind of brings it up, and this green laser apparatus fans out in an arc, and he'll have you stand there. You have to pick your hands up, and then you have to turn in a circle, and he's scanning up and down. And you'll see that a couple of times that people get caught with guns and some sort of weapons, and he just says, you can't come in. And they're like, oh, can we store our weapons? And he's like, nope, we don't do that. You can't come in. So people end up having to just leave the line and probably just store whatever their guns. But yeah, they're serious. They're not letting guns in. Even to the point where you're going to see some guy who's got a bionic arm, when he scans them, the Borg will actually produce a communication port plug from his right arm, and he's going to say, if you have any weapon systems, you have to disable them now, or we just disable the whole arm and we'll tie it to you, kind of thing.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty, and and people comply. They just hold up whatever bionic appendage, eyes, whatever, so that way they can just he can scan it, and he's all like, yep, no weapon systems. Or if there's weapon systems, he's like, it's on, it's locked. Come and see me on your way out, and we'll unlock it. So it's that simple. So it looks like they take it pretty serious. So you get past him, go into another long hallway where you can hear. Now you can definitely hear the sounds of like club thumping music, jump, 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 jump. You're like, hey, And of course, Dion's just kind of bobbing his head, and he's just all like, yeah, I remember this song. And then after about 8 or so minutes, you guys get up to the equivalent of like the front admission area, and there'll be the scantily clad, super hot elven chick that is taking credits, and there's a big old sign written in a couple of different languages that have the prices. There's basically general admittance says 50 credits, and then VIP is 200. Things like that. I assume we're probably just doing general admittance. Did she say anything? Which she didn't.
No.
Yeah. So she's like 150 credits because there's 3 of us.
Right. I'll pay it.
You gonna pay it? Cool.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, good. Cool. So then they give us these blue, mostly blue, but they kind of like shift colors, but they stay in the blue spectrum. These rubber wristband kind of things, and they're just saying put these on your left wrists and keep them on it at all times. This allows you to have access to the building. If you leave the building with these on, it'll turn red, and then security is notified. You won't be allowed back in. Yada yada yada. So please make sure to turn the bands back into us. We appreciate it. So they said, thank you. Welcome to PB's Hardwood. And you go through a set of double doors that open up wide and close behind you, and we're basically walking into a club. It's just, we're in the entrance area. It's a carpeted floor, and there's pillars everywhere. The ceiling is pretty high up, at least like 20 feet. And it looks like over the dance floor up ahead, the ceiling looks like it's made of glass, and it's got light riggings out here that is jaw-dropping. It's just like, wow, someone spent some serious credits on all the stuff. So, yeah. From here, it's up to you guys. You have the dance floor. It's in front of you. It looks like that there's entertainment center off to the right. All types of entertainment, video games of 3D types, old school analog type games. All kinds of entertainment. Pool tables, foosball. Yeah. Name it, hockey machines, just all that stuff.
Hey, did she tell us where she was meeting us?
No, she just said to meet here.
That's okay. I don't know about the issue. My ass is going to the bar and get me some scotch. Just saying. If they want to come with me, they can come with me, but that's where I'm going.
Dion?
One small drink should be good to look around and get an idea of this place. I'm assuming there are two different areas, too. One, like she said, one for general and one for the VIP. I figure the VIPs are a little higher.
Yeah, there are signs that go out to a VIP area, and it looks like it's got two humans in front of it that they look bigger than what they should normally be, probably due to either bionics or maybe they're wearing armor underneath their suits or whatnot. But yeah, they're definitely a couple of bouncers that keep people from entering the VIP area. But yes, there's going to be quite a large bar. There's a bunch of tables all over the place. You can see what looks like servers running around that are serving drinks. And it looks like that they serve food here as well. There actually is a section that will say that will have a big old pink neon sign that says PP's Eats. That's going to be off to the left. So head over there. Go over there. There's going to be a bar. It won't be hard for the three of us to find some metal chairs. We can sit down and order. So you're just gonna order. You want a scotch?
Yeah, I want a scotch.
Okay, so the bartender is going to be a blue-skinned DB with orange hair, and he's got neon-like tattoos on his face and stuff. He's just all like, do you want synth scotch, which is going to be like 15 credits, or do you want real scotch? It's going to be like 100.
Real scotch.
He was like, I got to see the credits first, homie.
I'll pick it up.
Okay. So yeah, if you give him the credits, he's just all like, all right, sir. He was like, just got to make sure not everyone can spend like that. And so he's actually going to reach underneath. He's going to pull out this old bottle that he's going to pull out a bottle that has writing on it from dates that is before the coalition calendar.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So he pours a shot of that and slides it forward, and he just says, pre-riff scotch. There you go, sir.
Oh yeah. Take that thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll be like,
I don't want to drink it. It's just beautiful right here.
Nah, I'll take it down.
Oh yeah,
just savor.
Dude. Oh,
just savor.
Yeah, dude, awesome. Just awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah. So the guy will look at Dion. He was all like, we do have some drinks that can actually kick in and override the mom hardware a little bit, but you know it's kind of, he says it's kind of expensive, but it will get you. He says, I guarantee you, it'll get you tipsy, and we call it the Fireball. And Dion's just all like, beer, yeah, just synth beer, whatever. And he's all like, all right. So he gets it out, and he's just all like 20 credits, and Dion just kind of looks over at he just looks over at Ratchet.
I got the credits.
Harley actually will try and pat Dion on the shoulder since he's sitting on the other side, and basically looks to Bartender and says, no, it's a good night out. I want to get this boy a real drink.
Oh, yeah. You said Fireball?
She asked the bartender, can you make a decent exotic drink for me?
For you or for him?
Both of us. If I tell you the ingredients.
I don't care.
I think she wants.
He's like, we have a full synthetic liquid dispenser. I can program anything that you want. We cater to all types of people here. So.
Okay. And she'll pull out her own credits and say, no, I want something a little tough tonight. I want to see how strong he is. I want you to make me and him a pan-galactic gargle blaster.
And he's just all like, I know that one. Not a problem. The strength is not going to be enough to override the filter effects of the mind over matter technologies. I would suggest that you let me alter it a little bit, and we'll turn it into what we call a nuclear side. That's one of our.
Good.
It's a popular drink that. It's a popular drink that juicers and crazies really like.
Have fun with it. I want to see if he can take one of them.
It's like, yeah, he probably will. They usually don't really hammer them until about the fourth or fifth one. And he says, then we might have to carry a juicer out. So.
Well, as far as and she looks at it, as far as I know, he's a teetotaler, so he might be a lightweight. That's why I'm taking it easy on him the first night.
He's like, I get you, but it's not about that. It's about, and he points at his head, it's about those things in his forehead.
Well, give me a hammer, I'll adjust him for you, okay?
Right. So, but it's going to be 300 credits, 200 for his drink and 100 credits for yours.
She ain't got a problem at all. She gives him that and 20 credits tip.
All right, he appreciates that. He says, "Thank you. I'll do this upright." And your drink is fantastic. Your drink is going to be in a very tall glass, kind of like a Long Island iced tea kind of glass, but it's a neon blue because of the type of drink it is, and you can taste it. You know where the credits went. You're like, oh, that's good.
That's like something she will enjoy. She'll sit back, rotate the chair where she can see the floor, and just sit there and savor it and just show off that I'm having fun.
Right. Cool. Dion has already finished his beer, and then he delivers the drink, and it's in a probably about 4-inch tall cylinder, but it's like polished stainless steel, and you can actually see like this greenish vapor coming off the liquid inside this thing.
She's got a grin going on her face saying this is going to be fun to watch.
So he sniffs it, and he's just all like, woo, god damn. He's all like, holy crap.
Bottoms up, son.
Yeah.
Bottoms up.
He actually passes it over for Ratchet for you to smell, and a hand comes out from the bartender, and he's just like, no. And he looks right at Ratchet, and he's just all like, no. I'm not carrying it. We're not going to have you go home today, sir. And hospital. So no, don't do that. When I say that juicers and mind over and crazies drink this, it's not made for anyone like you and I. This is nothing. Yeah, he's like, nothing against you, sir, but I have to watch what gets served and who imbibes what at this bar.
I wouldn't touch it. Bottoms up, Sam.
So Dion's gonna take a sip of it, and okay, and he sniffs it, and he's just kind of muttering to himself, going like, what all is in this? What the, it's like, it almost smells like high octane gasoline, while he's just kind of, like I said, he's crazies have that enhanced sense of smell, so he's just kind of identifying the odors a little bit, but he's just guessing at all this high octane stuff. And if you look at the face of the bartender, he's just kind of like, good guess, maybe. It's like, I kind of hint jet fuel, and the guy's just all like, we call it rocket fuel, but yeah, whatever. He's like, wait, what? What's the blue stuff? Coconut juice. So, woo, all right. So his filters, so they have that enhanced sense of taste that he can detect the food type, or if it's a poison or it's a drug. And he takes a sip of it and he goes like, his eyes go really wide for a second. He's just like, holy crap, that's like fucking amazing. He's like, dude, this is like really, really good. Wham! And it's gone. He chugs that big ass shot, and he's just all like, yeah. He's, you actually see him kind of like sway a little bit in a circle, and you're just all like, uh-oh, am I gonna have to catch that heavy bastard? So, but he doesn't. He does it. It looks like all of a sudden he just straightens up, and he's just all like, ooh, that actually kind of overrided a little bit of the filters for my implants. He's like, that's a damn good drink, dude. And the guy's like, nucleoside. So, and then there's a pair of sexy thin arms that drapes over Ratchet, and someone's biting on your right ear.
Shivers.
She's here.
Oh yeah.
Either that or it's one of the dope me. You better be careful.
Oh. I've had my eye on you for a while, boy.
That's what I'm buying 3D and saying, go have fun, we'll see you tomorrow.
Open up and say, I'm going to show you real doggy style. Ratchet's crying on video.
That's what it looks like. That's made in heaven.
Yeah. And indeed, it is Commander Farah.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, she bites your ear and kind of like growls into your ear a little bit. She doesn't say anything. She just does that, and then you kind of turn around. The two of you play tickle each other's tonsils for a few seconds. You're like, I didn't know that you could pierce the back of someone's throat, but I think I felt stainless steel. So Commander Farah is standing in front of you, and she is wearing this sleek red dress that makes you just yeah, dude. Her normal PB is a 19. Tonight it's a 23. Yeah. And he's on video with a Coke cup with a heart on. All right, cool. Boing. Harley, this dress style looks kind of similar, by the way.
Well, like I said, she doesn't feel quite as inadequate as she used to. Now that she understands that, yeah, this works better. This works better. Not quite. Don't quite have the feeling she does, but I'm working on it.
No, I meant the red dress that she's wearing looks very similar, like the kind of red dress that a burster that you once knew was wearing this dress.
Now, when that clicks in her mind, that's an entirely different matter.
Yes.
That's when she's like, raises the eyebrow and like, nurses her drink a little bit more and just starts to wonder. Maybe she borrowed it. Maybe it was donated.
All right, so
the hard way.
So you and Farah for a little bit there play suck each other's tonsils, and then she'll then push away from you off your chest, and then she's kind of like swaying from side to side, showing her figure off and turning around for you, Ratchet, and she's just all like, do you approve?
Oh yeah, I twirl her around. You're like, yeah, Daddy likes.
Daddy likes. Well, and then she'll go over, and she'll go to Dion and give him a hug, and he just kind of like hugs her back, and he just nervously looks over at Ratchet, kind of making that look of like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't. Yeah, exactly. You're all pointing to yourself and going, eh. I really need to get a hold of video recording stuff and probably start doing video recording. I just haven't found anything that works. I'm not so sure that people out there want to see our old ugly mugs, or at least mine, doing video casting. But who knows? One of these days. So
yeah.
So she breaks off the hug to Dion, and then she goes over to Harley. And then when she sees Harley, she looks her up and down and smiles, and she gives out like the sorority girl screech, and she's just all like, "Girlfriend, you look hot!"
Oh my God.
She will slide off the chair, move around a little bit and show off her figure, and then just stand there looking at her with the head cocked to one side of the, yeah, it works.
Yeah, So yeah, she's gonna give you a big old hug, and she gives you a light kiss on your cheek, and when she breaks the hug, she's just all like, I knew you had it in you to look this good. You are going to get laid tonight.
God.
And then she looks at her, smiles, and then pulls her against her and hooks a leg around her thighs and says,
wait.
Let her finish. Hold on, Ratchet. Let her finish. Hold on. Continue, please.
Like I said, she grabs her, pulls her to her, hooks her leg around one thigh, and then says, "Show me where the meat is," and looks around hungrily. And then settles her eyes on her with the, "It better be worth my time."
Oh, she just nods at you and everything. She's just kind of, and she's looking over at Ratchet, and she's just all like, "Oh yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna party tonight.
Ratchet's sitting there going like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna need another drink.
The bartender taps on Ratchet.
What?
And he points at Dion, and the stainless steel tall shot glass that Dion was holding is now being crushed to the size of like a dime, and the guy's like, "That's 20 more credits."
Oh my god.
Well, she paid for the drink it came in, at least.
Pat. What are you doing?
He's just staring right at Farrah and Harley, and he'll look at you and go, "What?"
Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna need a couple more shots here.
And in reply to what you said, Harley, Farrah will get really close to your ear, and she says, "I think your meat is closer than you expect." And then she'll make sure that you are looking at her gaze as she slowly turns her bald head over and looks at Dion, who is obviously looking at the two of us with eyes like he just found like a new porno and he can't, childishly look away from it.
She whispers back to her, "I don't know. Do you think I should or not? It's kind of business with pleasure sort of thing. You think it's a good idea? Maybe I should."
Have fun. His endurance is going to be amazing.
That raises an eyebrow. She's like, "I didn't think about that."
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to walk afterwards.
This could be a really interesting night, we'll say that much.
Yeah, she's like, their implants keep them from sleeping for days.
Well, I'm sure I'll pass out eventually.
The term...
It all depends on how big of a smile I'll have.
The term "up all night" is going to be impressive. And I speak from experience on this.
You might hope I don't hear this shit.
She actually looks at her and whispers, I've never actually tried one. This may change tonight.
So
she's heard the legend. She thought it was all just male bullshit, that flapping bladder. And it's like, well, coming from this woman, this particular woman, it might not all be just bravado. Maybe she's onto something.
All right, so she'll break off from you, go over to Ratchet, and she's gonna be like, I have a table over here. We'll have some. They got menus. Let's go grab something to eat, and then she like grabs you roughly by your lapel, and she's like, and she's like, and then after that, you are going to show me how well you dance all night long.
Oh yeah.
You're all like, sure. So she'll go, arm in arm with you, Ratchet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she'll motion for Harley and for Dion, and actually she's gonna wave at Dion, and he'll look up at her, and she makes sure with body gestures that the way that Ratchet and Farrah are holding on to each other and walking away, she's kind of egging on that Dion should do the same thing to Harley. She's in Ratchet. You are just like, you instigating bitch.
Yeah. Hey, I'm loving it. I
Oh,
don't care. I'm loving it. This is awesome.
I'm not sure if you're going to do anything or if you're just all like, let's see where this roller coaster goes.
Yeah.
Harley decides to be coy to see if he'll follow the lead. She'll finish off the last little bit of her one drink, slide up the bar stool, step in front of Dion, turn half to a side, run her finger under his chin, and give him the follow me, and then just start walking and see what he does.
Okay. He jumps off the stool, stands up, tries to, doesn't try, but stands up tall, which tall for him. I think he's much shorter than you, isn't he? What is he? I thought, oh no, he's 6'3" and 215 pounds. Yeah, he's a block of muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 6'1" and 221, but has some decent curves.
Right, where his physical, I increased his weight because his physical strength and physical endurance is all enhanced by the mind over matter implant. So he has a 25 PS and a 25 PE and a 31 in his physical prowess. So he's a block of fast muscle,
which is actually a good thing in many of the cases when we need it.
Yeah.
So the improvements agree.
I didn't think I made him that big. So all right, so he's
a fucking gorilla.
Yeah, he's pretty beefy. So he's looking at Farrah, and he'll actually walk up to your left side, and then he's looking ahead, and he's like, oh, and then he goes over to your right side, and he puts his arm around you, and he's just kind of like following Ratchet's lead.
She allows it because she figures this is going to be a fun night. The only thing she's worried about is dancing. And she's telling nobody that.
All right. So you guys walk off, and Ratchet, Farrah keeps looking behind her, and she's looking at you. She's looking at you, and she's gonna tell you in really close to her ear. She's like, "Oh, I'm so good. They make such a great couple."
Kiss her on the cheek. Good going, girl. Good going.
When you kiss her on the cheek and say that, she nudges your left hand up to make sure that you are just cupping the full side of her breasts. She's playing this.
Oh yeah. I go along.
Okay.
I got a chub. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Yeah, I got more than a chub now.
No, I was rolling Dion's perception to see if he saw, he's trying to mimic you guys, and he's actually going to see it, and he goes, well.
Oh my God.
Harley, yeah, he mimics that move 100%.
She'll smile a little bit, reach up and gently nudge his hand down, but she'll put it on her hip and just look at him and just whisper to him and says, later, maybe.
Definitely have to get this boy some more drink.
Yeah. If Dion was able to be nervous and sweat, he's probably about to hit that point. Somewhere off in his brains, these implants are going, what are all these new feelings? What the hell's going on here?
Why is your head smoking?
Yeah, because he's... this is completely new for Dion. He's the equivalent of the super virgin, man. This guy's never been... He never went out when he was young. He was hidden from the CS by his uncle. He did the mom implant. His uncle did the mom implants, and ever since then he's just been a mercenary. So he doesn't know he doesn't know about this stuff. He may be in his 20s. Is that what it? Oh wait, no, he's 28. So he may be close to his 30s. But he's never experienced this kind of stuff. So he's a child when it comes to these kind of emotions. So he is, and Harley, you can tell this. He is very much out of his element, and he's just all like, I feel so wrong. It's not even funny.
That's why she's trying to coax it down slowly a little bit. Let him take it a little slower. She expects to hear the sound of a teapot letting off steam in its head once in a while when her mom implant pops a little pressure valve.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't take a perception roll on your part to see that was coaxed on by Farah. You know who to blame for that, right?
Well, she looks at it and feels, oh, playing dirty. We can play dirty.
We're playing dirty?
Farah's playing dirty.
Well, that's just not a surprise in my book.
All right, so you guys go over to a table. The table is still empty. The table is up against a wall, so it's got high cushioned seats. So it's kind of like one of those, half moon sort of couch like tables. You sit down and scooch across to get into it. So all four of us can fit there. And so Farah, when you guys come up, Farah's all like, the girls in the middle, the guys on the outside. So, and that's how you guys sit. I don't know if it's any sort of alarm to you at all, Ratchet, but during this whole time you haven't seen anything that looks like her dog boys at all. Her pack is, you haven't seen them.
Yeah, I know her. They're somewhere.
They're probably in the VIP section.
Yeah. They're doing the Macarena on the dance floor. That would be awesome.
French poodles and maybe a Shar-Pei.
Hell to the yeah. No, I'm pretty sure they're somewhere.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look around real quick, just like, I haven't seen them. But then I'm thinking to myself, yeah, they would never leave her alone. So.
Right.
They could be outside in the car for all I know.
Yeah, that could be. Just to make sure, I don't think that you would, but I better ask. You don't have any sort of magical enhancements up or anything like that, like see aura or see invisible. You're not casting any spells. You haven't done any of that kind of stuff, right?
Nope.
Okay.
None of that.
All right.
I was fully aware that this was going to be a night of fun and entertainment.
Right.
It was not in my intention to put anything that would cause any harm to us, bring any attention to us of any sort.
Right. And your psionics, you don't have anything that really you turn on to go look for stuff other than providing mind block, but that you have to actively put mind block up, and it doesn't last that long. So
yeah, I'm not even bothering with it.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, you got to let me know ahead of time, that you had mind block up. So.
Well, no.
Okay.
It's just purely for fun.
I was just making sure because if you had like mask ISP and psionics or mask PPE, I mean, you could do that to hide it, but again, it's still the act of doing it still expends ISP, and dog boys can pick up on that. But
right.
But for everyone else, you could at least hide your PPE reserves your PPE and your ISP reserves.
No, she stated that we were in neutral ground, and this was a great place to come.
Yeah. That's cool.
Someone of my nature. So
I'm just providing you with background for your base ISP and your PPE, because if you don't have a way to hide it, you just can't. I mean, you got 132 PPE. to someone who can sense PPE, you're a freaking bright ass flashlight. I mean, it'll just be like, that sumbitch right there is magic user. You know, so, and your ISP, 48 points of ISP is on the moderate side. A psychic will be like, that guy's got potential right there. So, but you don't have a way of hiding it or anything. So that's what I was looking at if you're going to have any of that active. But you don't even have it, so I don't have to worry about it. You guys have a nice meal. She actually does share in some of the nachos, but she really doesn't eat. She doesn't consume that much food. Hardly any. Maybe maybe she's not hungry or something like that, or maybe it has something to do. You know that she satisfies herself off of ISP and PPE because of her nature, so maybe that has something to do with it. You figure.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's all good. I ain't worried about it.
Okay. So you guys engage in chit chat and girl talk. Just things of like, how was your day, and asking Harley. You know, she'll get up a couple of times and just be like, okay, Harley, girl time, bathroom, we'll be right back. We got to freshen up for these sexy ass looking men. And then the two of you will go to the bathroom together.
During one of those times, she would definitely corner her saying, "You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? You enjoy watching him squirm, right?"
I do everything on purpose, and you, my sexy girl, are getting laid tonight.
We'll see what happens. But I have to admit, it's an intriguing thought. He's young, he's tender, he's inexperienced.
He's a virgin. She also adds to that list, like I just said, but you didn't hear me. She'll add to that list, he's a virgin. Oh my God. Yes, please. I'll order 3 to go.
Harley looks at him like, you didn't know?
Not before, but his surface thoughts definitely ran up to what he needs to do. She says he is completely enamored by you. You two might as well be married in his eyes. Not to scare you off, I'm just saying he is inexperienced and he is ready to be broken and trained.
She grins at that and is like, I've heard of women doing that in other mercenary corps. Sounds like a lot of fun.
She's actually gonna put her hands on your body, like underneath your breasts, and she's gonna heft them, and she's gonna be like, these are for attracting guys like that. She's like, enjoy it. She
does the same gesture with her, lifts hers, and makes a deliberate grunting sound of like, what do you attract with these? Small platoons? You make me feel inadequate sometimes. It hurts. But then again,
she just goes,
I wouldn't mind a few extra folds in there. Just a bit, maybe a minute. I'm in my early 20s. I wouldn't mind an extra inch or 3 or 4. Whenever I come across someone like you, I just feel, how should I say, like I want to crawl in a hole and pull it in after me.
In my line of work, I run into all kinds of professions. I know some body sculptors in Little Chi-Town that if you really want to enhance yourself like these, it is very possible, and they do remarkable work. But it's not cheap. But you will reap the rewards, because they will come a-knockin'. So you two come back, and you get asked out to the... a song comes on, which makes Farrah get all giddy, and she's just all like, we're not missing this song. Move! So... she's like, go, 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 go. She pushes you off the thing and holds your hand and, runs in them heels and gets out onto the dance floor and she just starts dancing. Her seductive type of dancing is that to like the most professional striptease that you can possibly get, dude. It's
all mine.
Yeah, you're just all like that. Yes. How is dancing for Ratchet? Is he any kind of a dancer at all, or there's really not? I don't think that there's a skill for it. I think it's just more background kind of stuff. I mean, even if there is, who the hell's going to spend a skill for dancing? I mean,
I have a couple that do have it, not here, but it does exist.
If it does, I don't know about it. Oh, there it is. It actually is in domestic. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I said, it does exist. I have a couple that have it. Harley is not one of them.
Okay. Cool. Well, she's doing her dancing. Oh, roll for her. Oh wow, an 18. Okay, so she's really good at it. Just give me a general percentage for Ratchet, and you want low for this one, by the way, because it's like if there was such a thing as an untrained skill check, but I'm gonna allow it. You're just all like, I'm gonna nod my head and bounce around.
39.
So actually, you don't look like a cultural fish out of water. You just look like the average white guy trying to dance. So you're just like,
Yeah, the fish out of water is about to hit the floor here.
Yeah, maybe you get a couple of percentage points for your physical prowess. But you don't do too bad. And she's actually like, hey, not bad. And just kind of grinds up on you and does a great job. And just you guys dance. When they leave to go dance, Dion doesn't move. He's like a statue right now, just all like, what do I do? As he just nervously looks over at Harley.
And she's going to look at him straight and says, do you know how to dance?
I don't know.
She smiles and says, I don't know either. But I think we ought to give it some kind of a small try. Just to try.
Oh, good gosh. Okay, well.
She'll get out of the table, come around on his side, and pull him gently out. And she'll stay near the outer edge. She's not going to be in the middle of people because if we trip and fall, we're not going to knock somebody over, like God's hope not.
Right.
She's going to be relying heavily on her general athletics and acrobatics. Heavily.
Well, I mean, it's still just a general percentage, but I'm giving you a bonus because of your physical prowess and stuff. So go ahead and just give me a general skill check. I'm going to do the same for Dion.
Okay, she's going to roll a whopping 47.
Okay, so again, you find the beat of the song. You don't look bad. You're doing just average. You're doing just fine. You really didn't fail it, in my opinion, with the bonuses I was giving you with your physical prowess. So I will say that you pass well enough that you dance adequately. Okay.
As long as we have fun, that's the best. That's the biggest part.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to let these dice roll on Dion and see how bad of a double odd I get, and he like goes into breakdancing and hurts people. So
this is a mosh pit.
Maybe that's all that he's ever seen. As far as he's like, well, I guess I better start throwing punches. So some dude right next to him catches a PS25 punch in the face, and he's all like, "Oh, that's not what I signed up for at all." So let's find out how good the bouncers are around here tonight. So here we go. Holy crap, 28.
Damn.
he passes with a decent amount that wow.
It makes me look bad.
He's actually doing some moves, Harley, on the floor that you're just all like, okay, I guess he knows what he's doing.
Shocker.
So make
It's one of those TV shows I watch.
That's not bad, actually.
Right. He just gets out there and just starts moving. He's just looking around at other people and looking at what they're doing, and he starts mimicking them, and he looks like he's getting down his own style. And after a couple of songs, he breaks out of mimicking people and he starts like mixing it up. It looks like he's already learning these patterns, and he just starts to mix up movements, and you're just all like, damn, the boy can dance somehow.
She's following suit, even letting him lead a couple of times. This is one of those, it's unexpected, but
yeah.
It's not unfun. It's becoming interestingly fun.
Right. So unless anyone has anything else, it's dancing and having some drinks and just hanging out. Unless anyone has anything specific they need to do.
No.
You're just gonna
I'm not starting the bar fight, I'll tell you that.
Let's stay away from the bar fight scene. Let's do that.
Please.
That's the place 4 blocks down the road.
Yeah. Farrell will just be like, this is Pepe's Hardwood. This is not Bloody Knuckles. If you want to go fight, go to Bloody Knuckles. And then get arrested. So she's like, I guarantee you, 95% of people who go to Bloody Knuckles get arrested. That's the thing. So
yeah, the other 5% works there.
And we would not be dressed like this. We would actually be dressed in probably moderate to light armor. So, and then she looks over at Ratchet, and Nerd Boys had better be in some force fields. So,
right?
You're like, got it. So we're gonna have a good time and just dance and
drink.
Spend whatever extra money that the two of you think that you would spend for the night for drinks. Farrah seems to have paid for the food, but if you're gonna buy her a drink or two, she'll allow it, Ratchet. But someone's going to have to pick up for whatever drinks that, of course, that Dion drinks. And actually, Dion's going to turn to Ratchet and just go, do I have enough money where I can buy her some nice drinks?
Yes, you do.
Okay, well, just take off whatever. He'll buy her like some wine spritzers and feminine like drinks for like anywhere from 50 to 80 credits a piece. So it's kind of up to you. So Harley, you don't have to spend any more money. You'll definitely notice that Dion is talking to Ratchet and that Ratchet is spending Dion's money for him. So. So you get some nice drinks that have little umbrellas in them, and they're all neon lighted up and stuff. So
yes, they're light on the palate, they're not heavy.
Right,
good.
Right. They're chick drinks, like neon cosmos. So
cool. I'll probably drop about 1,500.
Whoa, Jesus Christ! You gonna have a couple of more?
Hey, my scotch was 100. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have a few of those.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. And then there's tips, of course.
And there's tips.
Yeah.
Okay, if her drinks are 50 to 80, 1,500 is not far from it.
In a RIFTS economy, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. 1,500 for a night out is actually, a moderate night out when it comes to economy of credits. especially when you balance it that guns are like tens of thousands of credits. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. So 1,500. That's good drinking. You're not drinking to just get absolutely tar feathered shit faced or anything. So
No. This guy's got scotch, the real shit. Of course I'm gonna drink.
You're sipping it and just enjoying it. You're just like, oh yeah. Yeah. Taste testing it with your finger. Ha ha.
I know, right? I will eventually get down to the bottom of this shot glass.
It's a very nice night. It's gonna be 1-2 o'clock in the morning before we leave, and that's basically because the last song plays and it's time to go at that point. So
Right.
So we leave, go outside. Farrah's with you. She's like, she tells you that she's so horny she could go after an ogre right now, but unfortunately she does have to go back to work, and she's like, I'm gonna have to leave you with my two favorite friends a little blue tonight, but she swears to make it up to you later.
Yeah.
I could cut diamonds with this tool right now. Do you know what I mean? So, right?
Oh.
Right. She'll give you some kisses and some heavy petting loving to remind you just who you belong to. Jinx!
Yep.
Everybody knows, brother. Everybody knows.
Yep.
So yeah, and then on cue, and you guys are done doing your makeout, and she says, she's all like, oh, I really don't want to go back to work. Her car's gonna pull up, and the Hunter Doberman is gonna be driving, and she's just all like, oh, she really doesn't want to go, but she's all like, I work to later today. I gotta get some sort of rest, but thanks you for the wonderful night out, and she promises to see you later, and so she'll get in her car, and her and her dog pack leave, and you're like, oh god, they hurt.
Yeah, right. That's okay.
So
I'll believe it.
So Harley, I gotta ask, while Ratchet and Farrah are basically tongue humping each other, saying goodbye, which is gonna take several minutes before they drive off. Dare I ask what you do? I guarantee you, Dion is not going to follow suit. He got scared the first time he did that, so.
She's going to just look at those two, roll her eyes with the "don't you ever stop" sort of expression, take Dion by the arm, walk him out to the truck, and she's going to time this for when Ratchet is approaching the truck and he can see. What she does is that she, relax, wait, tell Dion he had a wonderful evening and she had fun. She was good dancing the whole bit. When Ratchet gets within proper range of eyesight, she's then going to basically look at Dion and smile, and then without any warning, she's going to push him back over the hood and then lip lock him.
Oh boy! Damn! So here comes poor Ratchet, just going like, I have got the biggest, bluest balls in the universe, and are they fucking on the truck? You're like, well, where the hell am I gonna go now?
I'm gonna call me an Uber.
And this parking lot's filled with people that are leaving. There's gonna be all kinds of people going like, damn! be like horns going off, like beep, beep, beep.
I mean, she goes with the flow. She basically goes with the moment. She's practically on top of him. When she feels she's about 30, 40 seconds, she'll stand back up, pull him back up, and then pretty much pull his face to hers and lean over and whisper in his ear saying, "You're not going home alone tonight. You belong to me."
Blah, 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 blah.
Drooling?
He's just got... Dion's going to have this look on his face of like, oh my God, what just happened? There is practically almost no way that you can surprise a person with mind over matter implants because of their reflexes and you know that they have limited psionic abilities, but he got surprised.
Depending on how much drink that fool had that overrode his filters.
I really doubt if he's going to have more than just one more. He's not a power drinker. I mean,
okay.
There's nothing in his background that I have created that even suggests that he's a power drinker, that he just kind of goes for it. He's really kind of a nerdy wuss, is how he really is.
Okay.
I mean, I have it on his character sheet, his disposition. Strong silent type. Respects for all races. High regard for personal freedom. And he's very uneducated in the way that he speaks. So the way I play this guy is a kid with bionic implants. I mean, he's he's uneducated, and he doesn't understand all this emotional stuff because he's never been put in that kind of a situation. So all of this is brand new, and the dude's freaking. So I doubt if he probably had one more, but there's no way he's going to have a bunch of them that's going to make him feel weird with his implants. Because, he's just not used to it.
Sure.
So he's going to take his time, and his enhanced healing kind of keeps him from getting drunk and everything. So the mom implants filter out all that stuff. So yeah, he's not gonna try and override it. This is new to him. You guys took a brand new virgin to a bar and just put him out there, and he does not know how to react to it.
That would have been funny if she went to surprise him with a kiss and he judo flips her. Attacking him.
No, he's not going to have his guard up around her like that. He knows better. He's.
I'm just saying that'd be funny as shit, though.
Oh God, I guess it could happen, but he's not. I don't have anything that indicates that he would do that. I'm gonna look at the saving throws here. I'm thinking of an insanity type saving throw, and that's going to kind of gauge where he's at. He needs above a 12. He doesn't have any bonuses for insanity, but it's basically the closest thing to his mental state that he's at. So if he saves, it would be kind of cool. If he fails, then he might just, because there's so much emotions in what she just did, he might just like shut down. I mean, he might just recluse. You know what I mean? So let me see what we get. So he needs over a 12. So I think I've reversed that. So if he makes the saving throw, he'll be okay. Natural 20. So wow, that changes things. Wow. Okay.
That one.
Say what?
Woo! I think he goes right into that one.
Yeah. So yeah, Harley, you go to kiss him, and it surprises him, and you would think that because of the way that he was acting previously, that you would have surprised him and dominated and everything, but after a couple of seconds, he's gonna go off and return in kind, rather well and surprising. And when you tell him you're not going home tonight, and he's just how would he respond? I've been waiting my whole life for you to teach me.
She looks at her, glances at her watch, looks at him, and says, "Good. When the time is right, class will be in session tonight. I expect no slackers. And remember, punishment is an option for disciplinary measures."
Please send that Uber driver over now.
They're gonna get off the hood when you're walking up there.
Yeah, she turns to these Ratchet. All right, hey, did she say goodnight already?
Oh, yeah. Not the way I wanted, but, I'll go with it.
No wonder you're walking funny.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Dion opens up the back door to you, and he's just like, time to go. Blam! He's like, opens up the door, looks at you, time to go.
Okay, shit. Get in the car real fast. Door practically slams on my clothes.
Yeah, you get in, it's like, blam! You're like, God.
Shit.
You know how expensive this jacket is?
Almost got my finger.
Make sure all rooms are inside before shutting door.
Yeah, I got my stomach.
He's gonna jump over from a standing jump from the driver's side back door. He's just gonna vault right over, put his hand on the top part and vault over that and land on the other side, open up the passenger door, the front passenger door, and make a motion for Harley to get in the car next to him.
She'll slide in as seductively as she can, playing it to the hilt.
Yeah, and then he'll close the door all nice, which Ratchet's all like,
Mm-hmm.
You're probably doing that when he's going around the front, right? You're just all like flipping him off during the whole time. You're just all like,
pretty much.
Yeah.
I give him the finger.
Ratchet news, make sure they're there, all of them.
Yeah.
All right, so and then we drive. Let's get out of here, man. You would think that would be the end of it. No. On your guys' way back through, you guys leave Tranquility. You're in Stockyard again. This is like 2:30 in the morning, guys. Stockyard is heavy industrial type area. But at 2:30 in the morning, there's a lot of stuff out on the road versus say 8 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock at night, the riffraff is still asleep. At 2:30 in the morning, everybody's up. So yeah, there's a lot of people that are out riding the roads. The motorcycles are out. The wheeled vehicles are out. Hover vehicles are out. People are all over the place on the route home. While we're going through this industrial like road, Dion, who I just rolled for, is not going very fast, about 40 or so for his truck, and he's gonna look over at Harley, and he's gonna tell her, pick up that pistol. we've got company. Ratchet, duck your head. You're like, what? He starts accelerating a little bit, and he's gonna pull out one of the long pistols from the door, and he's just holding it in his lap while he's steering with his right hand. Harley, what do you do as a reaction?
She knows him well enough that he's not going to kid around, especially not now. So she pulls out that Wilkes and grumbles to herself, thinking, maybe I should have bought the mule instead. She keeps the Wilkes below the window level, but she starts looking around. She's moving her head slowly and looking to see what she can spot as to what's making him nervous.
Okay, give me a perception roll, which is a D20, and you don't have any bonus to perception at this time.
Okay. She rolls a 3.
Okay. Ratchet, your response, please.
Nothing. Just get down on the floor.
Okay. You're not looking out or anything to see what's going on. You're just gonna trust it and go, whoops.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, that roll for Harley, you don't know what he's talking about. Nothing stands out to you at all. You're probably more angry about the weapon that you have with you. You're like, of course this has to happen. So.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
She still ain't sure. It's like, still going to keep looking. She's trying to figure out in her head, like, what's got him nervous?
Yeah, well, you rolled a 3, so, I mean, the traffic around you looks kind of normal to you. You don't see anything that sticks out for you. I'm going to make a perception check for Dion. And, okay, so a 14, that's a total of a 17. Dion will say, I don't know. I made a percentage roll for him earlier for Streetwise, and he will state, I don't know or recognize the markings for the gang area that we just went through, but there are several bikes, several guys, or several people on bikes that are following us, and I guarantee you they don't mean they're not our friends.
They're probably not selling Girl Scout cookies. Gotcha.
So we start. So he starts to accelerate a little bit. Okay. All right. It doesn't take much perception to realize to. You have the windows up, but from behind, all of us are going to hear what sounds like gunfire, like pistols, or probably like pistols going off. One of them kind of sounds like an automatic pistol or a submachine gun of some type. And there's going to be also an ion beam that strikes the back of the back of our truck, and does some. It doesn't puncture through, but it just does some damage to the truck, which suggests that that's a mega damage weapon. But there are some pings on the trucks from bullets. But you can definitely, well, basically all three of us, even Ratchet is going to know with his skills that the bullets that are fired are obviously SDC, and we're just getting, that the back of the truck just got danced probably by a strafe or something like that. And Dion will just be like, okay, someone has an ion pistol. That's annoying. Scratching my truck is uncool. And now he's going to step on it a little bit. So we are basically going to be now entering a car chase. This should be interesting. Yeah, Dion's gonna yell out, Ratchet, if you can, watch behind us on the driver's side, see, and let me know if there's anyone on a motorcycle that's coming up on our side. And he says, Harley, you watch the passenger side and do the same thing. And if you have to return fire and they're on motorcycles, shoot either the tire or the dude right in the face. They have a hard time steering when you do that.
She murs and nods and just mutters under her breath, next time I'm going to bring something bigger.
Dion will reach underneath the seat, and he's going to pull out another MG45 laser pistol, and he's going to throw it over and drop it in your lap.
She's not afraid of wielding two at once.
Yeah.
She's looking for targets.
Oh, well, that is a much better and bigger upgrade than your little Wilkes. Your Wilkes only does 1d6, but it does mega damage, of course. Your Wilkes does 1d6, but that MG45, that does 5d6. It's a serious pistol. And he always carries two of them.
She sees that look, glances at him, and just gives that smile of like, I'm getting to like you better and better.
He's like, I carry a lot of big guns. I like guns. Guns are my friend.
She'll actually, she shifts hands with it, reaches over, cups his crotch, and says, make sure you save the biggest gun for me.
Yeah.
We can have this alive.
Man.
Hello.
You're not going home alone.
You need to let him focus there, darling.
She forgot herself.
I mean, can I make an action?
Yeah, I was going to get to you. He interrupted you, so but yeah, go ahead. What would you like to do, bud?
I'm going to cast energy field.
Okay, it will not cover the vehicle. It's only going to cover you.
Actually,
does it give an area? Am I wrong in that?
It's 8 feet.
Oh shit!
It can do an entire room.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking at that now. Where is it at?
What level of invocation is it?
Grr.
I have no problem. I just want to look at it, and you have penalties for casting it as a
level 4. So it probably will not cover the car. It'll probably just cover me.
And
but 4 feet, still 4 feet.
Desperate measures.
Yeah. Well, the range is self or others up to 60 feet, which only turns into 30 feet for you. I believe we keep on covering this, but I think everything, what is it? Duration, range, and damage are all reduced by half, but the PPE cost is the same.
Well, the range is on me.
Okay.
So,
but
the area of protection, does that get affected too? I'm pretty sure the area of protection doesn't get. And you said the range, duration, damage is halved.
Yeah. All right. Let me go back to.
Maximum area protection is 8 feet, which can usually protect a small room.
Yeah. Let me look at Techno-Wizard and make sure. We always have to go back to this thing every time.
Yeah, sorry, partner.
Yeah, no. It's good for all of us because I keep forgetting. You would think about how as long as I've been playing this game, but I just want to check because I've already been wrong once about spellcasting. So now I'm all like, oh crap! I better look up the new rules, or else I'm gonna have all kinds of stuff going yelling at me. Spellcasting penalty. All spell ranges, durations, MDC, SDC, and damage are reduced by half when cast through traditional words and gestures rather than focused through a mechanical device.
That has nothing to do with area, so the area will still stay.
I guess some people would say that spell ranges might area effect could easily be covered by spell ranges. I'm not going to get into word lawyer like, if you're playing Magic the Gathering. So...
But the range is set for others up to 60 feet.
Right. And I'm going to rule that the range of the energy field is going to be changed, but not the maximum area protection.
Sweet. Hell yeah, I'll pop with that. That's 60 MDC right there. Bam.
Provides a total protection of 60 MDC, but is doubled at ley lines and tripled at a nexus. Well, we're in the burbs, so you can kiss ley lines and nexuses just, no. So there's a reason why they're not here.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Chi-Town is not built anywhere near ley lines. They did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I do. I pop an energy field around the truck. Well, 8 feet. So I'm pretty sure there's some spots missing, but 60 MDC is 60 MDC.
As long as you tell us, we'll be okay. Because as far as I understand, while that's up, we can't shoot through without sacrificing protection.
Is that true, though?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, it will affect us shooting, but
well, shit.
That's okay. So you put that. So it is a semi-transparent wall or bubble that shimmers with a blue-white light. All right, so we shine up like a beacon as this sphere of energy just goes. Shields up, Captain. You're just like,
yeah. And I'll let these two know that I just put an energy field up.
Okay.
That way they're aware and I have to shoot.
We'll keep the guns at the ready, but for the meantime, Dion drive.
Yeah.
Right. But also, you can't go off the assumption that you know when an energy field does. Harley.
We'll hope that he'll tell us when it goes away if some of the truck doesn't go with it.
Right. So you don't. Dion will see it and he'll look around us, and then he's got that look in the rearview mirror like he's about to ask you something, and you go like, I just put up an energy shield, and he's just going like, he was like, what does that do? And he's holding up his gun like, I mean, can I shoot? What's going on here? He's like, what does that do?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell him right there and then, no, you can't shoot out of this. Sorry. It just protects us.
He just puts the gun in his lap and grabs the wheel with both hands and goes,
to the metal, son. Pedal to the metal.
he's like, go, my little 6-cylinder, go.
You need to upgrade your truck.
That's their own fault.
Well, actually, I guess if it's the size of a Tundra, it does have a V8 in it. So, yeah, you're right.
That's okay.
It is considered a large truck, so yeah, it's going to have a V8. So yeah,
no,
he's all like, "Go V8, go!"
I'm gonna make it look like something from Mad Max, son.
Yeah. They won't give me the permits for the rocket launchers. So
I know. Flamethrowers off the side.
Sons of bitches. I was at the comic store the other day and I saw this thing that said Car Wars, and I was like, oh, I want to play that.
I never played it, so.
Dude, when I was in high school, that was the go-to game. Chris Hawes will tell you, he and I both played it on a regular basis. Steve Jackson Games, Car Wars. Back then, they came in like these little, literally literal, like a little bigger than a 3x5 card, but it was a black box. It would say Car Wars on it, and you had maps, and it's the game's badass. It's fun. I know that they've re-released different versions of it. I haven't really played them at all because I have so much of the original stuff that I would play that. I love Car Wars. Was fun as hell. It was fun as hell. Chris and I abused that game. He made some enemies. There was a time we played Car Wars with some people who lived right behind him, and we all got into a big old fight because we were doing this arena-like thing, and I died, and then Chris died, and then we were done gaming, and of course everyone was all pissed off. And then Chris was looking over the rules, and he was all like, "No, wait, no, my guy is still alive. He's got like 2 hit points back." And I shit you not, we all had to get back together, making phone calls to people saying, "No, you got to come back to this guy's house." And we all got back there, and I was like, "Why are we doing this? They still have cars. Your car's a wreck." And he's all like, "Oh, I'm alive by like 2 hit points. I can still shoot guns and stuff." He didn't last long. And he didn't destroy anyone either. And it just turned into a fight after that. And it's like, high school kids, man. We were some dumb bastards. But anyway. Oh, God,
wow.
That was hilarious. But, oh, yeah, I got stories about the old Car Wars, man. And I still have my old Car Wars stuff, too. Oh, my God. Ouch. There it is.
Wow. Yeah.
There you go. There's all the original boxes. Truck Stop, Car Wars, and the expansion.
Wow.
I got them all. Multiple copies. But, oh yeah, we abused the hell out of this game, dude. Segue. Sorry, folks. We start talking about old games, and my old ass starts going like, "Yeah, I've got that. Let's do this. Can do that any day." All right, so you put up the energy shield. Dion is droid. He's not doing anything crazy just yet, so we're not looking at doing any rolls just yet. He's just trying to drive semi-fast to get up. I'm going to make some bad guy. Oops. And there goes dice across the floor. Yay! So that guy is going to succeed and start catching up. That guy is going to as well. And so will he. And, oh, Jesus. Okay. So, Ratchet, are you paying attention to your side?
Yeah.
Okay. I need a perception check from both of you then. Let's just go with you first, Ratchet, so you guys aren't walking all over each other. But Monte, be ready for a dice roll here in a minute.
Right.
So go ahead and give me a perception check. And you get a further +2 because you're looking for something specific. So you're going to get another +2 on top of that.
So it's a +5 total?
Yep.
Okay. The D20, correct?
Yes, sir. Higher the better.
Rolled a 13, so 18 total.
Nice. You will see what looks like 2 wheeled motorcycles with 2 people on each bike. Not quite parallel to you, but they are obviously faster than the truck, and they're starting to gain speed and pull up on you guys. They actually get to where that they're like 20 or so feet away, maybe about 10 feet away from you and about 10 feet back. And that's close enough to where you can see that they're if to you it would look like they're kind of like dressed the same, so they have to be part of a gang kind of thing. You're just all like, oh, okay, this looks troubling. There'll be a person that looks like they're driving and a passenger. The passenger one looks like a female with a halter top and you know, all kinds of, and then feathers and leathers and all kinds of stuff dripping off of her, you know, as far as part of her clothing. And she's got, and all of them are wearing like this motorcycle helmet that tapers off to the top, kind of like a weird point, kind of thing. But yeah, there are two of them on your side, and you can see that they're like hooping and hollering and pointing at you guys and stuff like that. The female passenger has what looks like some sort of like a long rifle. You can't, because of the darkness and everything, you can't really ID it, but she is holding some sort of rifle across her midsection. The other one, there's a guy on the back of there, and he is holding what looks like some sort of pistol in his hand, and he's actively, you actually see flashes from his, as you know, and you automatically know that it's a submachine gun, a one-handed little submachine gun, like an Uzi or a MAC-10 or something like that. And he just goes and just starts shooting like crazy into the side of the truck, which he will hit. But you know, his bullets just ricochet all over the place and make little funny, small, tiny patterns on your shield. And you definitely don't feel magically that your shield has been affected, like, at all.
Okay.
Yeah, he's firing an SDC submachine gun. He's just like, and he just lights up the shield. All right. Harley, give me a perception check, please.
Okay. Going straight down, roll off the floor, dang it all.
You get a +2. Sorry.
There it is. +2. A whopping, 17 with the +2.
All right. You notice on your side, 2 more motorcycles are pulling up. One is going to be about 20 feet. Again, it's going to be like 10 feet away from you, but like 10 feet back. There's 2 people that are on there. They're obviously some sort of gang, because they're all wearing the same weird pointy type motorcycle helmets. But there's another motorcycle that is around 12 feet, but it's directly across from you, and it's starting to pass you. That one's going really fast. The driver of the motorcycle's all hunched down, and you can just see that he's going for it. And the passenger has got what looks like a pistol, and they point it at the truck and let go with a ion bolt at you specifically. And it will go a little high. But because we have like this 8-foot dome, it's actually going to impact above the truck, but it will hit the energy field. Ratchet, your field is going to take 9 points of mega damage.
Okay.
You are attuned to your magic to where you feel the reduction in strength, and you're just all like, okay, that did something.
Right. I'll keep track of that.
Okay. Going back up to the top here. I really don't care about initiative. We're just kind of winging this. I'm just going down the line. It's just easier this way. We're in a Hollywood car chase, so this is this is the way it is right now, guys. I need to make a pilot automobile roll for Dion. because we're starting to get at a ugly speed, and he's gunning it. He's gonna try and outpace these guys, increase it to about 80 or so, but try and keep it to where he can, keep it on the main road. And he's also yelling out, like, hey, how many are there? I see 2 on this side. And, he's just yelling out stuff, and he's trying to tell you guys, if there's bumps or something, he'll yell out. He's just all like, hard bump coming up, things like that. Let me make his roll. 25. He's gonna make that stellar. So he's doing pretty good with the whole piloting thing. He's doing all right. I'm gonna roll a perception check for him. And he'll have a total of a +5. We'll give him the +2 because we know what's going on. Oh, with the +5, he gets a 19. So he's all like, "Oh, I see 2 on the driver's side." He'll be like, "Harley, how many do I have on that side?" Which you'll answer on your turn. Don't answer now, please. He's just kind of giving out, asking questions and giving out information. Let me roll his streetwise, because now he can see these 2 guys and see their helmets. What is his streetwise? Oh, it's not that high. 42. All right, he rolls a 78, so he's not looking at telling what type of gang it is. He's just all like, well, they're bad guys. It's all I care about. Bad guys are bad guys. It's that simple. Next, Ratchet. What would you do, sir?
This out my side. 2 motorcycles, each with a passenger.
Yes.
If I cast carpet of adhesion on the motorcycle's tires,
oh no!
would it stop that motorcycle?
In a dead stop, yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh boy!
I'm just gonna look out the window, smile, point.
It'd just be like super fly paper on the road right next to us.
Down. Yeah.
And you're trying to do it to where you want to try and get both the motorcycles in the flight. So you're not casting it on them, you're casting it on the ground to where they run over it.
If that would be a much better situation, definitely.
More than likely, because if not, trying to target them is going to alter. I'm going to force a roll here. Normally you don't, but it's a car chase. We're driving.
Oh, yeah.
I just need to see how accurate you're going to place the spell in the location that you want. I'm making that call as a GM because it's going to be difficult to concentrate and do stuff. So that's all. That's all I'm getting to.
Okay. So the range is going to only be 15 because I have to half it.
Right.
The sticky carpet is up to 10 feet by 20 feet. Now, you said the area effect is not affected by my...
Well, you set the area effect. It says up to. So you get to adjust the area of effect.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
Like, from the truck to the curb pretty much is going to be... Yeah, that will do it.
You're just gonna set down a carpet on the ground. How wide?
We'll do the 10 feet by 20 feet.
Okay. Do you want the 20 feet to be the width or the length?
The length.
Okay.
10 feet wide by 20 feet long.
Okay. I'll just say it would be easier to do 20 feet wide. They can't hardly dodge that. It makes it harder for them to dodge.
Yeah, because they're staying about 10 feet away plus.
Yeah. But either way, it doesn't matter. The length...
That's how I'm doing it. The truck is this way. The motorcycle is here.
Yep.
What I want is that carpet to go straight across.
Right. I'm saying width-wise and in perception to how you're looking out the window. So, yes, we're talking the same thing. I get it.
Okay.
I get it. I started to have a feeling that we were talking about difference of perceptions. So I was all like, I think he means what I'm saying, but we just haven't crossed that road yet. But yes, we're on it. Not a problem. So you just go and blah. So spend the points, and you throw it out there. What level is that's a level 4, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Carpet, and it's carpet of adhesion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the range is 15. For you is going to be 15 feet per level of the spellcaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's normally 30 feet per level of the caster, but for you it's 15 per level of the spellcaster.
Pretty much right outside the window. I'm not worried too much about that.
I'm just saying you have a 45-foot range that you can cast it out, but you're not doing that. You're just all like right behind us. Blah. Cool. Well, there's no roll to throw it right behind you. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be just disastrous. Okay, so you throw it out there. Wow. The first motorcycle drives, and you will actually see the motorcycle enter the area, and as soon as that front wheel hits the flypaper, you just see the front headlight smash into the ground, and there's 2 bodies that get catapulted forward at like 60 plus miles per hour as this bike just folds in onto itself and just crushes the front of the bike. A good portion of the frame and everything just accordions down because all that energy, it goes nowhere. So all of that kinetic energy just folds into itself. So this bike becomes an accordion. It's just going to be like, meh. And these 2 people just go zing straight forward like, oh shit. One person he's going to land on the back of his head and part of his shoulders right before the carpet of adhesion. So when he hits, he just sticks and the rest of his body slams into the pavement, and that just looks painful. You're just like, oh God, you're just like, I can just feel all the broken crap that just happened with that impact. I mean, he just came to a dead stop and his body just flipped over and went blah. The other person was on the back. They clear it, and they hit that ground, and you just see them going blah, 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 blah. They just floppy fish all over the damn place. They are trained. I'm going to say that they will have some sort of a chance to roll with impact, but oh my God, he rolled a 1. Never mind. He goes sideways, upside down, boots go in the air, gloves go off, helmet is in pieces. He just goes flap, 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 flap. And you're just all like, done, bitch. So, the second motorcycle, the driver will get a perception check as he just saw his buddy just wipe it hard. And he gets a total of a 10, so he's just like, I don't know what the hell that asshole's problem is. So, and he runs into the same thing. Wow. So that driver, oh God. When the bike flips over, he stayed attached to the bike, so he gets crushed by all the inertia of the bike and the ground in the bike that just crumples right on top of him. He becomes, pimento salad dressing at this point. The passenger gets launched. She's gonna oh my goodness, that's the chick. She's just gonna be like, oh my gosh, a 7 on the. So she tries to roll with it and only gets a 7. That's a total of a 9. She's gonna hit the ground hard. the first thing it's going to hit is her legs, and she's going to try and roll with it, but her legs kind of fold inwards at angles you're not supposed to have your legs at, and she just goes blah 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 blah, and just kind of flops around like a fish on the ground, and and so you have no one on your side anymore. You're just all like, okay,
I got it.
So the duration is cut in half to 5 melee rounds. You can cancel that if you want. I'm just saying this because there are other vehicles out here. You know, depending on how of a murderous asshole you want to be, you're just all like, you know, leave it up there. If little Susie in the semi truck runs over it, whack him. You know, it might be some bad karma. I mean, just.
Is he a semi-truck? Can we say Dark Knight, anyone?
I'm just saying, you can cancel the effects of your spell at any time. Like, once you saw this happen, you're just all like, take it back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah. That would be kind of... That's very magnanimous of you. I appreciate that. So I'll have to roll for little Susie's death anytime today. Mommy, what's going on? And then I don't have to, you know, next week or whenever the next time we get together, I just go, where you were going to go up a level, you gain 1,200 experience, but I had to penalize you 4,500 points for unnecessary deaths of innocence on the freeway. So you're like, what the hell? I'm going to say, church bus, bitch. So wiped them all out. So how's that for your conscience?
Done.
Damn it.
I know, right?
So cool. All right. So you're just all like, you watch them wipe out. You're just all like, oh, that looks bad. Bring it back. That looked like it hurt. So, all right. So let's move on to Harley. It is now your turn.
Well, basically, she was about to tell them how many are pursuing on her side. At the moment, none, as far as I can tell.
No, on your side, you have 2.
I thought
I'm on driver's side.
The ones behind us. I thought he got the ones beside us. Good. Then she'll tell Dion that she has one that he's moving ahead of us. He's hunkering down. He's trying to be a real speed demon.
Okay.
The second one, I think she has something a little stronger than a machine gun. She's plinking away at, and I really want to shoot her in the face.
No, the chick just met an untimely accident due to carpet of adhesion. That's on the other side. You can't tell the gender of the ones that are on you.
Then all I know is there's a speed demon over there. If I remember correctly, he said he was hunkering down, and he's burning it.
Right, and the person who's on the back of the bike has the ion gun. He was the one that was shooting at you.
That one's annoying. I want to shoot him.
Oh.
But I'm waiting. I'm holding up the Wilkes, the little bitty Wilkes, and keeping the bigger gun down below.
Okay, but you're not shooting out right now?
Nope, just doing what you can to visually piss them off.
All right, cool. All right, the motorcycle we'll dub him the speed demon guy. So the speed demon guy, he doesn't go forward. It looks like he had to do some jumps and swerves and stuff. So he's just kind of staying parallel with him. You know, if you roll your window down, I'm probably assuming that you probably already did that in case you have to shoot at him for Harley, right? Is that a safe? Okay. So you can hear him like you can hear the bike slowing down and stuff. It feels like he ran into rough enough terrain that he had to slow down. So he's not really pulling ahead of you. He's just still off to your sides. He's about 18 or so feet away. You can see the guy like trying to get and trying to maintain control. The passenger is just making obscene gestures with you, and he's holding the ion pistol in both hands, and he lets go a shot, and will actually impact rather well. It looks like it would have like hit exactly the center part of the door, except for the field that's up right now. Oh, max damage. Field takes 12 more points of damage. So Ratchet, you may not be paying attention to it, but you can hear all these noises, and you can feel the ebb and flow of energy, and you're just all like, someone just hit us. You know, you're like, can we stop that? So yeah, the other bike that's a little bit closer to you guys. Make a skill check for them. Okay, interesting. That motorcycle guns in it actually comes up within about roughly like 4 feet of you guys, and it actually looks like they're staying just outside the field. Like the guy can, you know, he sees it and he's just making sure he doesn't crash into it, but he's right on it, and the passenger has a well, you can see that it's a double-barreled shotgun, and he yells out something along the lines that you think you hear, "Yeah, you're mine, Blasco," or something to that effect, and he lets loose with both barrels of the shotgun. One barrel goes off, and the other barrel doesn't, and you can actually hear him go like, "God damn it!" But the other barrel goes off, and it hits the field. But yeah, the field stops the shotgun blast at point blank range. And Ratchet, there's no diminish in the field. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, brought an SDC gun to an MD fight, jackass. So right. So that's what you have to deal with, Monte.
Okay, she's waiting until she's told that field is down. The minute that field is down, she's going to start shooting. Otherwise, she hides the big gun, keeps the little one where they can see it, letting them think she's got a little bitty pig pistol.
Okay, and are you still giving out yelling out these locations, or?
If it helps the driver, yes, she is.
Yeah. He's been asking. He's just all like, what's going on over there, and and stuff. It's obvious that he wants to know what's happening. So
she's giving him a brutal blow by blow, is for all she can see.
Okay, cool. All right. All right, then. So Dion's gonna yell out, "Hold on! Side swiping to the right." Ratchet, grab onto something, Ratchet. This might be bad. Yeah. So, he did that because it's obvious that he heard that the other biker is so close, so he's just kind of using the field for his advantage. He's just trying to ram into the other biker. He's trying to ram into him with the truck, but he kind of forgot. He doesn't normally drive with a energy field on, so this is going to be an added bumper bonus for him. He's going to be like, "Hey, they move before they get to the truck. This is kind of cool." And a thing. Oh my God, what is he driving, Kit, all of a sudden? So, Dion gets an 06 on his skill roll. Jeez. Yeah, man. He's just all like, "Hey, he's going to go up on the curb, snap a pole, get back out into the roll a base of a 13. We'll just go off of, well, we can't go off of hand-to-hand because his hand-to-hand is so stupid high. I'll say like at least, I'll bring it down to like half of the hand-to-hand, which is going to be a +5. So he gets an 18 to try and strike the motorcyclist with the shotgun. The driver is going to react. He's going to be like, "Holy crap!" Lock up the brakes and try and turn his wheel. And All right, and he rolls a 1, so he locks up his front brake. The back end of the bike starts to come up. He loses control and swerves his bike into the field. Then the field bounces him and squishes him and his buddy up against a building, and they get turned into field building type pate at 70 miles per hour, while Dion just kind of goes like squish, and he gets back out on the road, and he's just all, and then Dion's all like, is he still there? And Harley, what you saw was 2 guys on a motorcycle get forced off the road, and then they got compressed between a building and a field, and they basically disappeared through the front brick portion of a building, and you don't know what happened to them, but it looked bad.
The only thing she tells Dion is that, well, they're not there, and the building has new wall art. I like it.
Well, that works.
I'll call it early American catastrophe.
Right. To you, Ratchet.
Who's left?
No one on your side. Make me a perception. You get the same +2 bonus because now you're specifically looking for stuff.
And on a die, what? He's a +2, so that's a 5, so 14.
You will see back behind you, but it's easily probably more than 30 or so feet that you can gauge. But there are what looks like 2 sets of motorcycle lights that are coming up on you guys. That's basically all you see. You're just all like, okay, way back there. I see you laughing on the video, you jackass.
I mean, I could drop the carpet behind us and just say, fuck it.
It only takes 1 attack, because remember, I kind of...
I have plenty of PPE. Just saying.
Yeah. And these are low-level spells. They only take 1 attack now. I will say now. I finally revised my number of attacks versus spell attacks from Ultimate Edition from previous editions. So, so you're gonna you want to do the same thing? All right, you're just all like, well, fucking neat. All right, so you expend the energy and you just cast something out. I'm gonna have to wait to get to the bad guy's reaction. It's gonna take a little bit. They have to drive up on you, so it's not instant. You're just all like, I'm just gonna put out the sticky flypaper and go, we're gonna let that sit for a second. Harley, it's up to you. What would you like?
Yeah, basically, she's keeping her eyes open at the moment. Are there any of the threats beyond the speed demon, or did we lose him?
Watch this.
Mm-hmm. No, speed demon is still out there.
Okay, so keep an eye on him. Keep her eyes roaming.
All right, make me a perception check with a +2 on it, please.
All right. She rolls a whopping 5. She used to get night vision or binoculars or just a new pair of glasses.
Yeah, you are focused and paying attention to that speed demon guy. That's your dude right there. Yep, that's
him.
Yeah, that's him. So now it's speed demon guy's turn, and he's gonna fall back a little bit. It looks like he hit something that he wasn't quite ready for. You're just all like, does this guy not know how to drive his damn bike? You actually see him pop a wheelie and kind of almost go sideways, but he gets it under control and just starts going down an incline. He gets a little further out from us, so he's probably like about 25 feet away from you as far as to the side, and he loses maybe about 8 to 10 feet behind you.
Okay.
Yeah, and the passenger guy takes another shot at the at the truck with his ion pistol. Oh, and that's going to go in front of the vehicle, and he rolled a 4. So it misses even the field. Apparently while he's driving, he's just all like, bam! It shoots randomly. So you're going to see a blue ion bolt just go flying past the whole front of the vehicle. It was such a bad shot that it may hit buildings on the other side of the street. Who knows? So it was that bad. And Dion will just be like, hey, what's up with the shooting?
And of course, with such a pathetic perception check, she's failed to notice the Russian attack helicopter that's coming up on the driver's side rear.
Well, let's not hope that that's a reality. That's
a 20th century version.
Yeah. Let's not have that happen.
I got something for him.
See what?
What would carpet or net do to rotors? Huh. It's an interesting question.
The physical can't go through an energy field.
Oh my.
No, I could probably just magic net it. Be done.
Dion is just like, oh, okay, guys, here it comes. It's gonna go through. All right, and so he made his skill roll. Let me roll to see if he sees. Oh, Jesus, he didn't notice a damn thing. Dion rolled a 1 on his perception check, so I have no idea about the 2 motorcycles behind us. Speaking of which, yeah, let me roll for those 2 jackwagons that are coming up behind us. Almost forgot about those until I said it. First guy. Okay, one set of headlights disappears, and you see a bunch of smoke.